So the next element that I'm going to talk about is coccidiosis. Coccidiosis are these little parasites that start eating at the membrane inside the intestines, causing bleeding. And you can see some of the bleeding in the poop. Okay, it's not your normal white, brown, or like a dark red, but you got your blood mixed in your poop. All right. Now it's kind of like having a tapeworm, inside, or some sort of flatworm or hookworm that your dogs or other animals might get. And they breed, they shoot out eggs, and then the animal poops it out, and then another animal comes upon it, gets it on themselves, or eats it, ingests it, and then they also come down with coccidiosis. So coccidiosis is a microscopic organism called a protozoa. It attaches itself to the internal lining of the chicken. Okay, it starts eating through chicken blood. All right, it is species specific. From backyardchickencoops.com is where I got the information here. Species specific means that your cattle, if you have cows, if you have pigs, if you have monkeys, they can each get their very own coccidiosis, but they can't transmit it to each other's. But it's different with birds. Birds can spread it amongst birds. Birds can spread it amongst humans, can spread it amongst dogs, can spread it amongst horses. Birds can spread it amongst turkeys, chickens, ducks, so on and so forth. So if you do have more than one type of bird in your collection of animals, which I do, I have a couple ducks, I have a goose, planning to get some turkeys here soon. Be worried that if one of your birds gets coccidiosis, then another type of bird can get it. So if your chicken is getting sick, there might be a chance that your turkey will get it. So you might want to separate the sick bird, quarantine them, and then help them get better. Some of the symptoms is listless looking chickens, not moving around too much, so they'll just be laying there, maybe on their side, and their head will be down on the ground. They won't have the perky head up, they won't be just squatting down. Huddling together as if cold, even if it's hot outside. Pale comb and skin, just like if you got sick, you can turn white. Loss of appetite, ruffled feathers, weight loss, because it is an intestinal parasite that it's not allowing the chicken to absorb the nutrients through the intestines, so it starts losing weight like a tapeworm. Baby chicks failing to grow when they have it. They won't get big and they can die. There's an incubation period of like 5 to 8 days. So if your chicken starts getting, you see these symptoms happening really quick and you don't jump on it, your chicken can die within a week or two. The coccidiosis is something to be worried about, and it's one of the most common diseases that your chickens will get, so make sure that coccidiosis is a part of your vocabulary. Okay, put the spelling right here, coccidiosis. And you also get diarrhea. Your hens will become inconsistent in their egg laying. To slow it down, of course, anything can lead to that. Heat of stress, cold stress, some sort of other stress, watching their homie chickens get eaten by a pack of dogs, which stressed out one of my Americanas. I still haven't seen an egg from her, and that was last summer. It's February right now. They look real lethargic, laying down on the ground, droopy-eyed, sleepy. It spreads, like I said, they'll poop it out. It'll get on the foot, it can get on your shoes. If you go to an infested coop and you get some sort of chicken caca on your feet, and you come and bring the chicken poop back to your chickens and they start pecking around, they get the coccidiosis egg in their mouth and they eat it. That's basically how it is. It's eaten orally through an oocyst. And there are different strains. There are different strains of this, which means you can have one that ain't doing much. Then you have another one that just comes in and starts kicking butt and destroying your chickens. Or they can merge and have some sort of collaboration where they're just destroying your chicken because they're working together and the chicken's not having a chance to battle. Okay, in order to prevent it, we'll want to keep things clean, of course. quarantine your bird. If they do have it, there is the Amprolium. It's like a pesticide that you'll stick inside your chicken's water. They'll drink it and it'll wash them out. It gets rid of that parasite that's inside their intestines and flushes them out. And like deworming your chickens, you deworm your dogs, you deworm any type of animal. That's where you want to do it. Okay, Amprolium is a commonly used liquid that is administered adding to the hen's water. However, hens are quite sick. They may need to take it orally, so you have to give it to them if they are unable to drink their water. It does not take away from them having their eggs, but being the fact that it does kill off parasites, you might want to consult your veterinarian about whether or not you should eat your eggs. It's all up to you. But Amprolium interferes with the Coccidiosis ability to metabolize vitamin B. So you may need to provide your chickens with a vitamin B supplement following treatment. So you might want to give them some Centrium 21, Centrium for men, Centrium for hens, to help them get that vitamin B back into their system. So if your chicken's looking sick, pale, and lethargic, laying down on the ground, you might have some sort of a parasite with its internal intestines, especially if it's pooping blood. So keep an eye out for this. It's the most common one. And finally, we are going to talk about the avian flu, bird flu, avian influenza. Now before you go and get your bird some tissue for its runny nose, some Alka-Seltzer to help its cold, and some Theraflu to help it sleep, you need to understand. In the late 1990s, early 2000s, there was a big avian flu scare. The avian flu scare was mostly when it started killing off mass poultry breeders in Asia. Started wiping them out. Did we realize what this was? Further study shows that this bird flu has been around and been found in hundreds of different species, and it's spread through migrating waterfowl. I got ducks out there. Ducks will rarely show symptoms of having the avian influenza. Chickens, it can be spread to chickens, it can be spread to any wild bird out there. And those birds can spread it to you, the human. You can give it to chickens, can give it to pigs. It can go across species. They do say that it is harder to catch avian flu, bird flu, from human to human. There has been a case where that has happened, but it was from close quarter contact. I'm sure they were all snagging out and drooling all over each other. But of course, you'll have your common symptoms of drooling and dripping. That's how the flu is spread, is from the frothing and fluid coming from the face of the chicken and the other chickens mixing and getting in close contact with something that it has contacted. And it can wipe it out. There are two different strands from what it says here, the HPAI and the LPAI viruses. It says both HPAI and LPAI viruses can spread rapidly through poultry flocks. However, some ducks can be infected without showing signs. Now, the bird flu is got another name. It's technically H5N1. It's a highly pathogenic avian influenza, and is deadly to most birds and other mammals that catch the virus. Since the first human got this case in 1997, the H5N1 has killed nearly 60% of the people it is infected. So it's got a high success rate. It's not a 50-50. You're not going to catch it and be like, oh, maybe I'll die. Maybe I'll live. You're just not thinking it's going to be something that you're going to deal with over the night. It's something that you got to check out. If you feel really sick, you got to go to the doctor. If your birds catch it, you got to get rid of them because it will spread fast. It's spread to them and it'll spread to you, and you gotta sterilize everything. I guess this is more for humans. People who have contracted it have contracted it through plucking a bird who has had the disease, have messed with like fighting cocks who have had the disease, just basically handling contaminated birds or their environment that they've spread it to. As I'm reading here, I got this from WebMD and CDC.gov. It's more on it being spread to you, not so much just what the bird's getting. But you'll see the symptoms, you'll see the sickness. If the bird is like foaming and dripping at the beak, get it checked. Get it separated, quarantine it once again. So definitely do watch out for the bird flu or avian influenza, because it is contagious from them to you, and humans once again have a 60% chance of survival of this if they don't take care of it. So I hope you can survive the cold and flu season. I hope your birds survive the cold and flu season. Whatever you want to do, if you want to get vaccinated or not, run down to your local Walgreens, get a free shot, or Walmart. Your birds can't, so watch them. Believe in vaccination, get your vaccination. If you don't, pray to God you don't get sick. Thanks for checking us out. I'm Chicken Graham.